I think a lot of real estate agents are not willing to do that work. They see it as below them.
I think over the last several years, have had the opportunity to do a lot of self-work.
Okay.
And when you're starting in real estate, no one has a huge client base. Like, you take on any business that comes in, and it's hard to get out of that pattern. I think when business does start coming in, because you want to serve everyone, and there's almost something drawing at first about the difficult ones, because you're like, I can do this. I haven't encountered this before. But what I've realized is,
and your strength for a long time has been the luxury sector, correct?
yeah, I'm always happy to go to all price points, but I've had the good fortune of having some great luxury properties in the last several years.
For agents who maybe want to learn how to get into that space, what's a few tips you could give them just to help them get started?
Absolutely. So first of all, I would say content right now is obviously very important.
Yeah.
So build relationships with the agents that have those luxury clients. Ask if you can do a tour of their property for your social media.
What a great idea.
Can they hear us? Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be something. Tour the property, feature it with your content. I would also take that agent out to lunch, ask what their tips and tricks are, and finally host open houses at luxury properties if you're allowed to.
Yes.
Call the agent, see if you can get in front of that type of buyer, and just start embodying that agent and that lifestyle that you want to be a part of. Yeah.
I love that you're sharing this, because I think a lot of real estate agents are not willing to do that work. They see it as below them. Oh,
Nothing is
I've
below.
sold 30 homes. Why do I have to go sit at an open house?
Yeah.
Well, do you know $3 million buyers?
Exactly. There's always opportunity in everything that we do. And even I can't tell you how many times I've walked onto job sites of beautiful homes and just said, can I get the developer's contact from whoever the GC is? Or is the developer on site or anything like that? And literally met some of the most incredible developers in my city. So I've spent time with developers that have been purely through walking onto a job site. Like, nothing is below us. Like, yeah.
And everybody wants to know, how do you meet a builder? Well, you have to go do the work.
No one
else is willing to
there's
do.
100 other people that want to meet the builder, a trillion other people that want to meet the builder. But if they're not the ones putting the work in to actually go put yourself in those positions, and there's a lot of ways to go about it, but you have to be consistent and dedicated to whatever that looks like.
Just like your content.
Thank you. I've been trying very intentionally to be consistent with the things that I agree to.
It's so interesting to see your content, right? It's very evolved. You have 100,000 followers.
Thank you.
And then meet you in person, you are exactly who you represent yourself as.
Really?
Yes.
That makes me so happy, because I really aim to be authentic, and I want people to feel comfortable. I want people to feel they can connect with me.
And I'm curious, because a lot of people make the mistake when they first start doing content and being like an actor or an actress.
Yeah.
Did you go through that evolution, or were you always yourself from the beginning?
I was definitely awkward in the beginning, and I used to film something over and over again and try to get it. And what I realized was that if I went in with a preconceived script, it wasn't going to come out authentically.
Yes.
So I would arm myself with the education I needed, but then I would honestly see what came to mind as I went, and then not watch it. I would shoot it one time. If I got it right, I will not watch it. I will send it to the editor, and done. So,
that's how you go from amateur to pro right there.
Just one hit. You can do it.
And having the trust in yourself, let them do it. You don't need to micromanage.
And it'll come off so much more authentically if you're not going off of a script that you've practiced multiple times.
It's usually the bloopers that go viral.
Right?
It's not any of the interesting things I say. It's like when I drop something,
Exactly. Amazing. Best thing ever.
Yeah. So I heard you also say that you want to work with authentic people and authentic relationships. Does that mean you've turned people down?
Only in the, I think I've, over the last several years, have had the opportunity to do a lot of self-work.
Okay.
And when you're starting in real estate, no one has a huge client base. Like, you're taking on,
Okay.
right? Okay, I have a pulse now. Yep, I'm alive. And no one has a big client base because you're human. So you take on any business that comes in. And it's hard to get out of that pattern, I think, when business does start coming in, because you want to serve everyone, and there's almost something drawing at first about the difficult ones, because you're like, I can do this. I haven't encountered this before. But what I've realized is how much of an opportunity cost it is to work with someone that doesn't align with your values or how you do business, because you're robbing yourself the time and the energy. I mean, it can be energy vampires, It takes a lot out of you. So it can be robbing you from that precious time.
Aren't you also robbing the client that really needs your help?
Exactly.
Because they can't find you.
Then there's an agent that is going to work so well with that person.
That's true too.
So I've learned to very quickly trust my intuition when it comes to interviewing clients, just as much as they're interviewing you. You have to find out if this is someone you want to work with, because it's the biggest purchase or sale of their life. Yeah. Are you going to be able to represent them to your highest and best ability? Or can you tell that your personalities are just complete opposite, and that they should probably work with your coworker so-and-so, because they're going to get a better experience? So it's a win-win for everyone, but it's scary. But if you have a great referral to give, that makes it way less scary.
And I love that you're a collaborative, open realtor. That is a bit rare, right?
Thank you. And, I'm really fortunate to be surrounded by a group of agents that are the most incredible humans I could ever dream of. But it is so unfortunate how many agents that I do deals with that just have a completely different way of doing business that's very aggressive and transactional. And it doesn't need to be that way. We're all getting our clients to the same place and want to represent their best interests. So let's figure out how we can work together to get the best result for everyone. But unfortunately, there's scarcity mindset and everywhere. So I think that's also an important skill, to be able to recognize the type of personality of the agent that you're working with, so you can understand how they communicate. Same with your clients.
Probably the most important.
Yeah.
How many times does a deal fall apart because the two agents put their egos in it?
It makes me sick, honestly. I'm like, this is not about us.
Exactly. It's so true.
Yeah.
And I love that you want to make it a great experience for the other agent, because when they see your name on a listing, they want to submit an offer to you. They want to work with you again.
I guarantee, it's a small world of agents that are doing all the business. So making sure that you're forming really good relationships, I guarantee you're going to end up working with that person again. So I personally, I just finished a deal with an agent, and we've had lunch 3 times. She brought me a care package to the hospital, and I'm like, this is the kind of woman I want to do business with. Yes. I just love it.